Here is your full 4,000-word story in English. Superboy, the boy with 1,000 powers. In the dusty streets of Saddiqabad, a small town in southern Punjab, Pakistan, lived a 15-year-old boy named Ali. He was an ordinary boy in every way, average in studies, helpful at home, and always dreaming of becoming an engineer one day. His father worked in the fields, his mother took care of the house, and he had 2 younger siblings who looked up to him. Life was simple, hot in summer, muddy in monsoon, and peaceful most of the time. Everything changed on a stormy evening in July. Ali was cycling home from school when the sky turned dark and heavy rain began to pour. Lightning flashed across the clouds. Suddenly, a bright, glowing object fell from the sky like a shooting star and crashed into the ground just a few meters away from him. The impact sent mud and stones flying everywhere. Curious, Ali stopped his bicycle and walked closer. The object was a small, smooth, crystal-like stone pulsing with a strange blue light. It looked like nothing from this world. Without thinking, Ali reached out and touched it. A massive surge of energy shot through his body. His muscles tightened, his mind exploded with information, and he felt as if every cell in his body was on fire. He screamed and fell unconscious on the wet ground. When he woke up, it was late at night. Some passers-by had found him and informed his family. His parents rushed him to the local hospital. The doctors said it was probably an electric shock from the lightning and told him to rest. No one knew the truth. But Ali knew something inside him had changed forever. The next morning, when he looked in the broken mirror in his room, he felt different, stronger, faster, smarter. At school, during a math test, he solved every question in minutes without even trying hard. In the playground, when some older boys tried to bully him and snatched his ball, Ali threw it back so hard that it flew over the school wall and landed almost 200 meters away in a nearby field. Everyone stared at him in shock. That evening, while sitting on the rooftop of his house under the stars, Ali whispered to himself, "I wish I could fly." The moment the thought entered his mind, his body became incredibly light. He slowly rose 2 feet into the air, then higher and higher. Within seconds, he was flying above Saddiqabad. The town lights sparkled below like tiny stars. The cool wind rushed past his face. It was the most amazing feeling in the world. He had discovered flight. From that day on, new powers kept appearing one after another. He realized he had super strength when he accidentally lifted his father's heavy tractor with one hand to help move it. He had super speed when he reached school in just 10 seconds from his house, so fast that people only felt a gust of wind. He discovered telekinesis when he made his little brother's fallen school bag fly back into his hands without touching it. Then came X-ray vision. He could see through walls and know what his mother was cooking before even entering the kitchen. Heat vision allowed him to shoot powerful laser beams from his eyes. With freeze breath, he could blow out icy cold air and cool down the entire house during the scorching summer heat. He learned invisibility, shape-shifting, mind-reading, super hearing, healing touch, and finally, the most destructive one, energy blast, where he could release powerful bolts of energy from his hands. By the end of the first month, Ali had more than 12 incredible superpowers. He had become a real-life superhero. At first, he was excited and scared at the same time. He practiced his powers secretly at night on the empty fields outside town. He flew high in the sky, ran at lightning speed, and tested his strength by lifting huge rocks. But he was careful. He knew that if people found out, his life would never be the same. He decided to keep his identity secret and only help people when no one was watching. One day, a major accident happened at a chemical factory near Saddiqabad. A huge explosion rocked the area. Black smoke rose into the sky, and poisonous gas started spreading. People were trapped inside, screaming for help. The fire was too dangerous for the local fire brigade to control. Ali knew this was his moment.
He quickly changed into a simple black mask and hoodie he had prepared and flew toward the factory at top speed. When he arrived, he saw chaos everywhere. Workers were lying unconscious. The fire was raging. In the middle of it all stood a tall man wearing a dark suit, a villain who called himself Shadow King. He was a rogue scientist who had also found a piece of the same meteor and had built a suit to steal and control powers. Shadow King laughed when he saw Ali. "Who are you, little boy? Come to play hero?" "I am Superboy," Ali replied in a confident voice, even though his heart was beating fast. And these powers were not given to destroy, but to protect people. The battle began. Shadow King could create darkness, shoot lasers, and had super strength, but Ali had many more powers. He used super speed to move around so fast that Shadow King couldn't hit him. He lifted heavy metal beams with telekinesis and threw them at the villain. When Shadow King hid in complete darkness, Ali used his super hearing to locate his breathing and hit him with heat vision. The fight was intense. Buildings shook, fire spread, but Ali refused to give up. In the end, he used his energy blast to destroy Shadow King's power suit, then froze him with freeze breath and flew him straight to the police station. The entire town watched the fight on live news. People cheered when they saw the mysterious young hero save the day. "Superboy! Superboy!" the crowd shouted as Ali flew away into the night sky. After that night, Superboy became famous across Punjab. News channels talked about the boy with countless powers who protected Saddiqabad, but no one knew his real name or face. Ali continued going to school, helping his father in the fields, and taking care of his younger brother and sister. Only his best friend Bilal suspected the truth. One evening, Bilal said, "Ali, I know it's you. You're Superboy, right?" Ali smiled and put a finger on his lips. "It's a secret. Promise me you won't tell anyone." Bilal promised. But bigger trouble was coming. A month later, a much more dangerous villain arrived from Lahore. His name was Megamind. He was a genius criminal who had created advanced technology that could copy and steal superpowers. When he heard about the boy with dozens of powers in Saddiqabad, he decided to take them all for himself. Megamind attacked at night. His men surrounded Ali's house. They captured his family and tied them up. When Ali returned home after a night patrol, he saw his mother crying and his father injured. Rage filled his heart. He turned invisible and silently took down the guards one by one using super speed and telekinesis. Then he faced Megamind, who was standing in the middle of the street with a strange glowing machine. "Give me your powers, boy," Megamind shouted. "With your abilities, I can rule this country." The machine started pulling Ali's powers away. He felt terrible pain, as if his soul was being torn apart. But Ali remembered his father's words. "Power is a big responsibility. Use it only for good." With all his strength, he broke free. He used shape-shifting to turn into a huge lion and attacked. He destroyed the power-stealing machine with an energy blast. Then he used healing power to cure his family's injuries. Finally, he grabbed Megamind, flew him all the way to Lahore, and handed him to the authorities. The next morning, the whole of Pakistan was talking about Superboy again. Newspapers called him the hero of Punjab. Schools organized special assemblies to praise the mysterious young superhero. Ali's life returned to normal on the surface, but deep inside he had changed. He understood that having so many powers was both a gift and a heavy burden. He could never live like a normal boy again. Every time there was danger, a flood, a fire, a robbery, or an accident, Superboy would appear to save the day and then disappear without taking any credit. One quiet night, Ali flew high above Saddiqabad and looked down on his town. He could see his house, his school, the fields where he used to play, and the place where the meteor had fallen. He took out the remaining small piece of the glowing stone and buried it deep in the ground so no one else could ever find it and suffer the same fate, or worse, misuse the power. He closed his eyes and prayed, "Ya Allah, thank you for these powers. Please give me the wisdom and strength to always use them for good and to protect the innocent." From that day forward, whenever the people of Saddiqabad saw a shadow flying across the night sky or felt a sudden gust of wind that helped someone in need, they smiled and whispered, "Superboy is watching over us." Ali grew up, completed his studies, and became an engineer, just like he had dreamed. But in secret, he remained Superboy, the boy with 1,000 powers, whose greatest power was not strength, speed, or flight. It was his kind and brave heart. And so, the legend of Superboy continued in the hearts of the people of Punjab, a hero who came from a small town, received incredible powers by accident, and chose to use them to make the world a better and safer place.